welcome to our podcast. Our podcast is College 101. We're five master's students sharing our tips and tricks to survive university, specifically a master's. Our first topic is talking about our course, Marketing, Consumption and Society. We've all got such different backgrounds, and it's actually amazing how we all ended up in the same course. So I'll just start to talk about a little bit about myself. My name is Josie, and I'm from Tipperary. I done my undergrad in international business with French. And are we going to talk about the reasons why now, or does someone else just want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I can introduce myself. I'm
Okay.
Amber. I'm from County Clare, and I previously did a Bachelor of Arts degree in Cork. And yeah, so anyone else?
So I'm Eilish. I did an undergraduate in New Media and English. I'm from Kilkenny. So that's me.
I'm Fiona. I'm from Clare. I did my undergrad in LIT with business management with travel and tourism. So yeah.
I'm Sarah. I'm also from Clare, and I did my undergrad in journalism in UL.
I love introductions, they're always so awkward. So does anyone want to start talking about their background and how they found the Masters and got into it?
I don't mind going first, I guess.
Yeah, do share.
Go on.
I suppose for me, it took me a while to figure out that I wanted to do marketing because I took a gap year in between graduating from my undergrad and actually doing the Masters. So I was probably one of the older ones in the Masters, because I did New Media and English, and once I graduated I was like, what sort of job can I get with my arts degree? Because as we know, arts degrees sometimes it's hard to figure out what exactly you can do with it. So at first I thought I wanted to do art and technology. Then I realized again it wasn't exactly I wanted to kind of build up on what skills I'd learned in the undergrad. So I think by meeting the course director of our current master's course, it then kind of solidified for me that I'm always really interested in promoting arts and culture, and I suppose marketing comes into it in that sense. So I guess for me, I had to go away and do my research for a whole year before I figured out that's what I wanted to do.
Very cool. So I'll do mine next. Sure. I first of all I got a really bad leaving cert. I wasn't really. It's not that I was bad in school, but I was just really like uninterested when I was younger. So I got kind of not a great leaving cert, and everyone was kind of saying you're not going to be able to go straight to college. So I was considering doing repeats. So instead of doing that, I actually went through a backdoor way into college, and I did a PLC in multimedia. So I did that for 2 years, and I still didn't really know what I wanted to do at the end of it. So I applied for the Bachelor of Arts down in, as same arts degree, but I was in UCC for it. And when I was there, I studied sociology and computer science, which are like two very opposite subjects. So they kind of didn't really make sense to go together. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of brought them back together, and just used my previous skills then, and kind of having a lot of meetings with my college course counsellor, I eventually landed on marketing as probably being the best choice for me. So that's how I found it anyway.
Mine's kind of similar as well. It's like my leaving cert wasn't great. So
Yeah.
I did PLC in business studies, and for some reason I never thought I would do business, but I was really good at it. So I did that, and then I went into hotel front office management because that's what everyone was like, you'd be great as a receptionist. But then I did the course and I worked in a hotel and I didn't like it at all. But then there
Hotel
was
work is hard.
Yeah.
you could transfer like into third year of business with travel and tourism, and they were like, oh, you could travel with that, do a lot with that. So I did that, and then I actually did get to go to America last summer. And that's when I kind of was like, maybe I'd like to do marketing, because it's always been something I've been interested in, like kind of going into the shop and even telling my mom, like, oh, they pump in the bread smell and like all that kind of random stuff. So yeah, I did a little bit of marketing on the website for where I worked when I was there. So I was like, I'm just going to apply to them because I had no plan when I came back from America anyway. So that's how I found the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how I decided to do marketing. So I done my undergrad in international business with French, and we kind of done a bit of marketing in that. And I even think like I kind of got an average enough leaving cert as well, and but the only things that I was really interested in was always languages, because like I'm half Mexican, and like I really like learning languages, and I had a really good like business teacher in secondary school, and I think like, you know, like at that age you don't really know what you want to do, but like when the teacher's like, you know, like when it kind of like it made me really interested in the subject, I feel. And then like I done international business of French, but it was kind of too broad. I felt like to get a job, like I knew that I wanted to go into the marketing industry because I'd done my placement as well in marketing, and I've always been like just really interested in it. So that's kind of my my
Yeah.
reason.
How I got into it, I did my undergrad in journalism, and I suppose I picked that because I really liked writing, and I still do. And then after I finished my degree, I took a year out, like Eilish, and then I worked for a small bit in a marketing agency, and I really, really liked it, but I kind of felt a bit out of my depth. Like I want to know like why we were doing what we were doing. So I suppose that's kind of why I decided to apply. And my friend had done the same course the year before, and she loved it. So that kind of inspired me to apply. Yeah, and I'm so glad I did, because it's just such a good way to like completely change your career path. Because like, you know, 4 of us did arts courses, you know, basically, and it's just really handy. Like now we're, you know, starting.
Yeah,
a new business.
I think as well when you're that age when you're in school, there's kind of a little bit of pressure on you to decide straight away what you want to do. Like
Yeah.
nobody knows when they're 17 or 18 what they want to do with the rest of their lives. If you do, lucky you. But I know I didn't have a clue anyway, and it took me a very long time. Like I've only decided I really wanted to do marketing in the past year. So it does take a lot of time. Some people don't figure out what they want to do for years, and I think there's a lot of pressure on younger generation to try and figure out what they want to do at a very young age.
Yeah.
What I found, no, go on, do you want to go?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I think it's like it's really hard to like decide what exactly you want to do. Like, 'cause I was so interested in languages, but I'm so happy that I didn't like go just into like just languages, because like that would have been so hard. Like it was kind of like my sister as well was like, you know, it's better off to get a degree with like a language and a business like background. So I don't know. I think it's like it's a lot of things that can kind of help you decide. Like it's just so hard at that age to kind of come up with it yourself.
Yeah, I was thinking when you were saying that, Josie, like that a lot of the time, like undergrad courses are so broad, and like a lot of the time you don't really know what jobs are out there. Do you know, like there's jobs now in master's courses you never would have heard of, you know, an undergrad, or you wouldn't know how to get into them. So
Yeah.
masters are really good for
And
that.
I think as well, like when you're in an undergrad, like you're not even thinking about getting a job. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
you are,
Yeah.
I think you are at the end, like in 4th year, you start feeling the pressure of it. But like you're you go into that course because you're interested in it, but you're not really thinking about like, is it going to be like easy for me to get a job? Because like it was kind of like, as well, it was like my older sister was like, it's not that easy to get like a job with just a broad business course. Like it's better to specialize, which I think like it's true, like, you know, with the masters does give you like an edge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it
should be
does.
told that like that, you know, you need something that isn't too broad, because a lot of people will go into arts, and like when I went to my like what's a counselor, just told everyone to teach, and like some people can't teach, and you know you need like a master's helps you kind of focus in on what you're going to be doing a bit better.
Yeah, that's so true, because I remember going to my guidance counselor in school, and I went in, it was actually very funny. I went in and I was like, oh, I'm really into like photography, video editing, writing, and she was like, maybe you should be a nurse. And I was like, I would be honestly the worst nurse in the entire world. Like I would faint at the sight of blood. So I was like, no, definitely not. So it actually took me so long to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I like what I don't know what I was going to say. Someone else.
But it's actually really funny. Like you wouldn't really know like the amount of master's courses that are out there. Like one of my friends, she's doing a master's in learning how to be a librarian, And then another one of my friends is doing a master's about basically working in a museum and how to like present in a museum,
Wow.
which I think is really interesting. It's kind of called cultural heritage or something.
Yeah.
So they have like courses for everything. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, I think I definitely think though, like it's just so important to pick a master's that you're like passionate to like learn about. Because like I thought like the masters would be harder than, like, it is like obviously a step up, but like I think like learning about something that you're really interested in kind of makes it like less hard than, like, you know, when you're in your undergrad and you're learning about like so many things that like
Yeah.
it's nice. I really like, I actually really enjoy like our masters.
Yeah,
I do as well.
Yeah, me too.
Is it very different to what you expected it to be before you went into it?
I don't know what I expected. Yeah.
I think it's very different. I thought it was going to be very like, you're going to have to nearly go in suits and like be so professional, and like there'd be no like no fun, no anything like that. Like I know it's a very weird thing to think, but then when you go in and even like you have lectures like Morris and stuff, he has such an engaging class time. Like it's so different to what I expected, because they really actually do care like about what they're teaching. So it really
I found that as well. Like I'd say like probably the people that did arts courses would probably agree with me on this. I thought that I would be so out of my depth coming into it because I didn't come from a business background. I don't really know that much about business practices or anything like that, and I thought it was going to be very like, I thought I would be very behind everyone else that had done it. So like I think that's one thing that really surprised me about the course, is how kind of capable I actually am as well and keeping up with things. I'd say that you guys feel the same about it anyway, because arts lectures are so different.
Yeah. I remember actually, Fiona, like you were saying, I remember I was like, oh god, this is a master's, like am I gonna have to dress like fancier, like am I gonna be able to come in like a tracksuit or not?
And there's some masters like that though. Like I was telling you like before that I went for like another interview for a master's. I won't say where, but like they like have their master's is like a practical master. So you go in and you have like, you sit at a desk and you're like, people are in like their suits and in their like work clothes, and like it's very like formal. So like there is masters like that, but I'm kind of like, I'm happy like where I ended up, and like I think that like you gain like the same amount, like, you know, like we're all gonna like I definitely think that like the self-learning like part of the masters, like reading all the articles, like you're gonna like gain so much like after the year that like I don't know, like does the desk really make a difference, like having to sit at a desk?
No, because like it's better that not better, but you know, like it suits us more, this kind of masters, because like that I don't think I would have been able for the whole like sitting at a desk, being really professional, not being allowed to kind of like, you know, mess around, just have fun while you're learning, because that's the whole thing of like why I picked Marketing Consumption Society. It seemed like it was going to be kind of, you know, really interesting and like not as strict marketing, just the marketing course itself.
I think definitely as well, when like you're like kind of 23 and up, like you don't really want to be like treated like, you know, like like back in secondary school, that it's like nice that the lecturers are like, they're kind of you treat you like your age, like
I guess I just wanted to pipe in and say that what I like about our course is marketing is such a competitive field, and yet I have not found that we all help each other out if we need help with like classwork. Do you know what I mean? Like we could very easily be competitive and be like, no, we are all looking for jobs after this. No, I won't help you. But I found that everyone has been like gone above and beyond to help each other should we need it. Like
that's such a nice thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's definitely like our class. So like everybody,
it
like,
is. Yeah,
I know everybody just wants to see like everyone doing well. Like such a nice thing.
Something that actually surprised me about the masters, because I think like going into it, I didn't really think about meeting people. You know, I didn't really think about class. Like I kind of just thought, okay, like I'm commuting, going in the morning, you know, go to the class, go to the library, go home. But like I didn't really think about, it sounds so cheesy now, but like about friends, or you know, that everyone would be so nice and be so supportive, and like it's so great to have you.
Yeah, no, that's so true as
yeah.
well. Like you feel very at home when you kind of go into class, like because even like going in the very first day, it's always so nerve-wracking starting something new like that.
Yeah.
So going in and just having like a really friendly classroom just really helps.
Yeah,
We're
Yeah.
very lucky.
we are. Yeah, but even like I've more friends here than I would have in undergrad. Like actually, like that I would speak to
Yeah.
every single day. Like
Yeah, I like I'm the same. I think like you know like we talk to anyone in our class like easily. Like the whole class are so friendly. And like in my undergrad, like it was more kind of group. Like most years
Yeah,
was
same
like
with
that.
mine.
Yeah.
that
Like
kind
I
of
only
goes
had like
back
my one group
to
of friends in my
yeah.
undergrad as well, and I just didn't really branch out to anyone else in my but arts lecture halls are so big as well, like it's so hard to do that when
Yeah.
you're in your undergrad.
Yeah, that goes back to like the focus as well, I suppose, of doing the masters. Like you know that the people that are going to be there are going to be like-minded and
Yeah.
want to do the same thing as you. So I suppose it makes sense. Like obviously it doesn't happen with every masters, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're
Yeah.
lucky.
We have so many group
That's so
projects
true.
as well. Like you're meeting so many new people and you're working with so many new people. You know, you're not kind of just picking the same like 2 or 3 people to work with at this all the time. So it does help you to get to know everyone.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that actually kind of surprised me as well. Like I thought the course would be kind of like go in, you do your readings, you write your essays, and that would be it. I didn't realize that we were going to have so many like group projects and working with
yeah,
so many different people, and doing work outside, that kind of work outside of college as well, rather than just textbook.
Yeah.
So I actually really like that as well. Like it's so practical.
Yeah, it's really hands-on.
Yeah.
yeah, it is actually.
I feel
How
like
did
it
you
like
find oh sorry, go on.
I know you're correct. Oh no, you can go on.
I was going to say, how did you find the interview process for the masters?
Yeah,
I
we
thought it
all-
was oh sorry, you can go. Sorry, I just keep
we all applied. Was it online you had to apply, and then we got
Yeah.
invited to an interview before you like got accepted into the masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I actually ended up arriving really early, like so early, and then I ended up being like 5 minutes late because I couldn't find the room, and I was raging at myself. But Maria, your interviewer, she was so lovely,
So
like,
nice.
so nice. And I remember like the way that we were interviewed, there was a certain like room number, but then when you open the door, there was 3 doors.
I know.
Three doors.
I was like, where do I go? But she was so lovely, and like I think with the interview, the main focus was group work, and I suppose it like it rings so true now because sure that's all we do in the masters is like we've so many group projects, so they kind of had to gauge like would you be good at working in a group, and you know would you enjoy it? Would you know kind of pull your weight in a group. So that was kind of the
I
focus
found
of a lot of the questions.
the course director was very good at putting your mind at ease if there are any worries you had when going into the course, because for me I was just worried because marketing was in the area of business, and me coming from an English background, I was worried would I be a right fit for the course. So I just found that she was very open and honest, and just very good at kind of I don't know, just
Very
really
reassuring, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because even she was talking to me at the end, she was like, you know, do you have a job? Like, or do you have any other kind of things? Like at the first semester, you know, you'll still be able to keep the job. And she was very like worried about not overworking yourself even before I'd been offered anything. Like, so even before you'd even started the course, they were already like, you know, thinking about you, like, which is really
yeah. I was very forward, I think, when I did mine, because I went in and like the same as you guys, like I was kind of worried again, am I the right fit for this course, because I don't come from a business background. So I went in and I was kind of like, I do sociology, can I keep up with this? And like I was asking her so many questions, being like trying to figure out like would I be okay for the course as well, if I would be able to actually keep up with everyone else. And she was like, you'll be fine. So it was actually very reassuring as well.
Yeah, I thought the interview was like they kind of like make you feel at ease like a little bit. Like I didn't feel like it was too like you know like strict or formal, which was nice. Like but like definitely like I think like preparing and everything, because they did ask like you know usual interview questions too.
Yeah, kind of
very interested though in like yourself though, like because I just told her basically that I done more though than I thought I had, because I've done a business plan and a thesis, and I didn't know that some undergrads didn't do that. So like we all had different like levels
Yeah.
as well of what we'd done. I didn't.
Yeah,
even
my
know
undergrad,
that.
I didn't do a thesis.
You did
Yeah.
right.
Nah.
I just assumed that people had to do one, because then I said it
Yeah.
to like my
I-
supervisor, and she was like, "No." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, my one was an option. You could either take on 3 more subjects or do a thesis paper.
Oh.
And I was trying to be like, oh, I don't want to write that many words in one essay, so I like to pick the 3 other ones. But like, I kind of ended up with more work in the end, so it didn't really work. I should have done one. Basically, it would have prepared me more for the one we have to do this year. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of going into this year with my thesis in the dark, but it'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Fine. Fine. It's honestly not that bad. It's okay. Especially when you're interested in the topic. That's the main thing. Like, never pick something that you're not interested in, because
Yeah.
you'll be at a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
very
all
true.
reading
I
about
think-
it, so
I found doing the research for the thesis is a lot better when you are interested in it. I found like I flew through some reports were like 100 pages, but I flew through it because I had an interest in it. So like Fiona said, be sure that you have a genuine interest in whatever you choose to do.
I think you could say the same thing about picking courses as well. Like for even your undergraduate or your master's, like don't pick a subject that is something that you're not interested in and that you're not going to put the work into. Because I know myself, when I was doing my undergrad as an arts degree, like I didn't want to be a sociologist. I was just doing the course to do the course. So like it's such a difference now doing the master's in marketing, and it's something that I'm actually really, really interested in. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. Like, I think it just makes it feel like it's not, like, in a way, like it feels like it gets easier because like the more interested you're like into the topic, like it's just easier to do the work.
Yeah.
You know. But what would you say like is our favorite thing about the masters?
Personally, I'd say, I think we kind of brought it up before, but like the people 100% made it for me. And another thing personally is just learning so much about something that I'm actually really interested in, because I've never done a business course before. So just doing this is just, everything is just really good.
Yeah.
The more I can learn about it, the better.
Yeah. I kind of think as well, like even like to have that year before like going into the workplace. I know like some of you like worked maybe like didn't go directly into the masters, but like I think that as well has been like really beneficial. With having the year, like I feel like more motivated and everything like that. I'm like going to be like ready to like, you know, start looking for jobs and stuff.
Yeah, it really does make you feel like you're going to be ready, because after my undergrad, that's why I did the masters, because I was like, I don't really like feel ready at all to go into the workspace. Like I feel like I haven't even done 4 years of college, like I've done nothing.
Yeah, I think I was kind of the same as well. Like I didn't feel ready. Like I needed that. I think I really needed this year. Like,
yeah.
And what I've liked about the group projects is the fact that we've gotten to mix with people from different countries and with the different backgrounds as well. So the mixture of different skill sets has been really interesting when doing group projects.
So next week we're going to be talking about balancing work life and college life. So tune into our next episode.
Check out our Instagram and Facebook pages as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely do that. Help us get an A1 on our assignments. Okay.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Bye.